Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. It is Wednesday and it is another awesome day to make hot rod parts. So to continue where we left off on the last video, which was the lathe work of the reluctor wheel, today we're going to do the good old mill work. Cutting the notches in the reluctor wheel for the sensor and the teeth and the sensor teeth and that thing. Yeah, so I'm going to show you how I set the machine up and how we cut the notches in the reluctor wheel and make it into a finished part. So check it out, follow along, and yeah. Okay, so this is where we start to get into the cool part of stuff. We're going to use a coax indicator in the chuck to center up the rotary table, and from there we'll move off half the distance of the holes and start making some cuts. So I'll show you how this works. Okay, now we got the part put in the chuck. We got the center of the chuck relatively close to the center line of the drill chuck and the coax indicator. So we're going to sweep this in. So when I mounted this chuck to this rotary table, it's not perfectly concentric. So the first thing we're going to do is we'll sweep the part in, and then we'll spin the table around and see how far off it is and make sure it's nothing crazy. Shouldn't be too bad, but sometimes you just gotta check. Just a quick little eyeball there to see just how far off we are. And we're not very bad at all. Okay, so in this particular scenario, it's going to be really hard to sweep the inside of the part or the outside of the part. So we're going to try it on the radius first, which should be fine because it was turned with the part at the same time. So it's so close, it's kind of scary actually that I got it that close by eye. It's very close. So on to the next part. I think we'll go ahead and double check our work and see just how close we are. Looks like it's within a couple of thousandths, so we'll probably call that good. Okay, so I checked it a couple of different ways with the coax indicator. The part, the chuck, all that. It's running within a few thousandths of each other. Perfectly fine for what we're doing. So next step, let's get the cutter out and decide how we're going to do this. Okay, so technically not the right cutter for the job, but it will do exactly what we want it to do. This little doodad, focus, there we go. That little doodad right there is going to cut the radius and the edge of the wheel like this, and we'll be done. Okay, cutter is mounted. So the next thing we need to know is where we want this cutter to hit the part. And we know the part is 4 1/4 inches across in diameter. So if we want the center of this cutter to land exactly on the edge of the part, we're going to move the table offset 2 1/8 of an inch. Okay. So these dials are 100 thousandths per revolution. So that means we have to turn this dial 21.5 times for it to get where we need it to be. So we're going to mark the zeros so it's easy to see. Okay, the first one looks pretty good. I don't know if you can hear it in the camera or not, but the setup is not very rigid, so it's kind of rattling everything. But the show must go on. I'll move you guys over here so you can see it a little better. there? Yeah. Okay. $15. Okay, so we got 24 slots cut. I'm gonna take the part over there and deburr it real good, and then I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Okay, shameless thumbnail, and there it is. As you guessed it, the finished part right there starts out with this, ends up with this. Goes on the yoke, something like that. In this particular case, I thought I had about 1,000 crush on there. Come to find out, I have about 1/2,000 of clearance. No big deal, it'll still work fine. I'll just have to set screw it on there. Not the end of the world. Not the first time I missed the measurement. Certainly not going to be the last time. So, once again, finished reluctor wheel. Focus so you get a better look at it, and not going to happen. So, another video this week. I couldn't believe, I think I'm up to 3 this week now. So, what's next? I don't know. Probably the reluctor wheel for the right front wheel, something similar to that. The inside hole is probably going to be a little bit different. No big deal. Anyways, as usual, thanks everybody for stopping by. Have a good rest of the week and the weekend coming up. May get a video out by the weekend. I'll have to see how it goes. Outside of that, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.